Hey YouTube, what's up? It's your girl, the Duchess. Coming back at you. I have to talk to you about certain things. Basically that's been going on. Last video I spoke to you about um, demons, and I'm a little bit tired. A little bit tired. But I want to talk to you about the demons, how they come to you, how they could come to you in the form of a person. Okay, not only do demons wander around us in our environment, but they can come to us in human form. And I want to tell you about, I think I kind of spoke a little bit about someone that I met. Um, and this person was a she. The demon came in the form of a body of a female, right? And this female, bisexual, she's a bisexual woman. And sometimes the incubus, succubus entities can attach themselves to one person. Demons can shapeshift. They can be in the body of a female, they could be in the body of a male. Okay. Um, you could go from one body to another. And when I talk about demons, I also mean like interdimensional beings. You can call them aliens. They call them in the New Age, term, an alien. It's just nothing but an interdimensional being. Usually these beings are trapped here, and they find ways to come from their dimension. Even though they're trapped here in a lower dimension, a lower realm. And so they find ways to have you to open up portals, whether through witchcraft, whether through associating yourself with the wrong people, the wrong person, whether being in the wrong environment. Um, you have to be very, very mindful, very, very careful. Even the things you say can open you up to an entity. You become an organic portal. Okay. Um, Now, there's nothing wrong with being an organic portal if the spirit is a highly elevated spirit, but when it's really low, it's not a good thing. It can only drag you down, create problems in your life, eventually um, problems in the lives of other people. But back to what I was saying about this girl, I'll just her initials start with T, so I'll just call her T. Right? This girl was obsessed with me. When I say obsessed, I mean obsessed. It wasn't her per se, it was the entity that was using that vessel to try to get to me. The entity was lustful, and it was also thirsty. I came to find out that her name meant one who is thirsty. You know, no, actually, that's not it. But it says her name actually in Hindi means one who desires and thirst. Yes, boys and girls, I do my homework. Yes, I do. So I say, wow, that's interesting, right? Because I look at, some languages sometimes to get a good understanding of certain things of, things that happen in life. Like when you look around in your environment, pay attention. Sometimes the entities, these beings, right? These lower vibrational entities will tell you who they are, what they're about. There are certain places in the environment that are consecrated, dedicated to certain entities. They call them territorial spirits in religion, or principalities. Some people call them aliens, whatever. Um, these beings at one time were supposed to watch over the humans, right? And as Judd, the book of Judd says in chapter 1, verse 6, and they left their estate. They left their estate so that they could come down and start having sex with the women. They were supposed to stay, you know, within certain boundaries. They were not supposed to get involved with the human females. They were just supposed to watch after them, and they were assigned certain locations or areas on the planet to watch the humans. Okay, like certain posts, certain posts, certain areas, they were assigned to that. um, like Enki, if you want to talk about the Sumerian tablets, that speaks about it. Those Sumerian tablets are very, very, very interesting. I suggest you, do some research on that. But this is why they call this place Babylon. Comes right out of that same area, Mesopotamia, the Fertile Crescent. Um, so, um, you know, these beings came down, and they called them the Igigi in the Sumerian, on the Sumerian tablets. They called them the Igigi, right? In their mythology, you know. But it was based upon actual facts. So these beings did come down, and they did have sex with the females. They raped them. They don't tell you, well, they say they took all the wives of who they chose. And to this day, you have beings, territorial spirits, entities, principalities, or princes, the sons or the princes of Enlil, that, you know, these beings can still interact with humans. They just can't do it in a physical form that they would have. They have to use the body of someone else. So they go around, as it says, the devil goes around prowling about, wandering about, looking to see who he could devour, to take over, to possess, to destroy. Because using your body, eventually these entities, they don't give a damn about you and your body. They'll use your body for their own desires, and then you're doing drugs, alcohol, they don't care. And then they'll just toss you to the curb and jump into another body. You'll be lined up there in the hospital. They trying to pump your stomach, half dying, going in and out, and the entity just gets out of that body and looks for another one. A body that it's easy to hop into that body. You got to have some type of connection, or some type of some type of connection or link, where you're doing something that is similar to what the entity or the demon or the alien would like to do in that body. So if you smoke and drink, and that alien or that demon or a wandering ghost spirit like that, when he or she was on earth, then they're going to find a way to enter into your body. They'll wait around until the time comes when you're open. Okay, your friend wants to go to the bar, that's a good time. They'll just follow on by and then just wait for you to get drunk, and then enter into your body. And then use you. And if you have sex with someone, it's not you having sex. Now the entity took over. He's having sex with, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, whoever you're with, your significant other, your partner, your wife, your husband. Yeah. Yeah, it's like that. And don't let them get pregnant if it's your wife or your girlfriend. Don't let them get pregnant. Because now that seed, that seed, what you're giving life to in your womb as a woman, this is where you get spirit children. And you get karmic children. You have to be careful. You have to be careful. If you see anything odd, any type of strange or weird or odd behavior with the person that you love, usually 9 times out of 10, it is, mental illness also plays a part. But if you see some really weird behavior that's really unusual, you got to look and say, use your intuition, use what the Creator gave to you. Okay, use your mind. Okay, use your gut feeling. Something ain't right. You know how we are, women, right? We got that woman's intuition, and some men do too. That's vibrating on that more feminine frequency. It doesn't mean you're gay. It just means you're vibrating at that frequency. Just like some women can vibrate at a frequency of courage. It doesn't mean they're a man, or they have to be manly or masculine. It just means we all have masculine and feminine within us. Now, so we utilize what fits the occasion at the time that we need it. But back to what I was saying, so these spirits basically have control over certain territories. Okay, it's still that way today. Nothing's changed. These spirits get trapped. They could go in and out dimensions, but they prefer to open up portals here so they can come in and do what they want to do. Okay, many reasons. And they had children, the Nephilim, who were basically the vampires, as it says in the book of Enoch. Okay, they were vampires. Do your research. Okay, do your research. They were vampires. They were eating flesh, birds, reptiles. Okay, they were eating flesh, all types of flesh, having all types of sexual interactions with animals and so forth and everything. This way we get bestiality too. And they were eating so much that after a while they started to turn on their parents and begin to eat human flesh, drinking their blood and eating the flesh of humans. This is where you get your vampirism from, the Nephilim. And those people that are into, I'm into spirits and all this other stuff, and I feed spirits meat and sacrificing to this one and that one. Do you know who you're sacrificing to? They might give you something, they might do something for you, but in return for what? Oh, well, they look out for me, they love me. I drink the blood, I got initiated into, some type of deity worship. I'm not going to really get into that, right? For personal reasons and for reasons out of respect for those that are into that type of religion, where you're dealing with entities sacrificing meat and sacrificing meat and sometimes drinking blood, right? Now, some people say I do it because my life was on the line. Okay, that's even in the Bible, right? Even in the Quran, they do, sacrifice every year. The Judaism, they do it too. Around the world, Africa, Central America, all religions. But then you got to say, well, where did that come from? And I want to bring that back to this female that I met, because I kind of find out the ways that she was dealing with a lot of dirt magic, spirits of the dead, conjuring up spirits of the dead. And that's a form of vampirism. Sending spirits to people's homes, or sending spirits to people to attach to them, to, feed off of them, to unalive them, doing all types of things. And she thought I didn't know. And she was doing this with her friends, and a little group. Some people could call it a coven, a society of people, and trying to be sneaky about it. And claiming that, she was, into me. And I was like, I was just like, this is a demon that's into me, that's lusting after me, like those demons. Igigi, cherubim, was lusting after the females in those days, according to the Sumerian text. the Sumerian tablets. And I was like, there's no love between me and a demon or a demoness, right? A demon doesn't love, a demon lusts. The nature of a demon is the nature of a demon. Like DMX said, expect a snake to be a snake. Don't expect it to be other than what it is. Accept things for what they are and deal with them accordingly. I wouldn't befriend a snake, a venomous snake. I wouldn't try to get involved, right, with a snake and say, well, this is my best friend and I know that they're going to always have my back. A snake that's venomous, there's a high probability it might one day strike you and bite you and poison you out of nowhere, betray you. So I was like, okay, that it is what it is. And when I realized what she was doing and why she was doing it, I just like, wow. I was appalled, to say the least. I was disgusted. Like, wow. I couldn't believe I was dealing with a demon that came to me pretending to be someone that wanted to befriend me, someone in my best interests. What she was trying to do was she was trying to also trade places with me, you know, have me spiritually prostituting myself for others, because that was the lifestyle that she knew. And I was just like, that's not how I get down. That's not my lifestyle. That's not a lifestyle that I'm familiar with. I don't do things like that. I wasn't brought up that way, right? But she knew that about that lifestyle. And I was like, okay, fine. So what is it about me that you're trying to connect with? You know, what is this about? Because I know that oil and water don't mix. So she tried to convince me that, yeah, opposites do you know, come together. And I was, no, sis, you're confused, or you're trying to confuse me, and it's not working. And mental illness is another big thing when it comes to people that are spiritually possessed and do all types of things, you know, that a narcissist would do. You know, narcissists are usually demonically possessed. Some people call it about reptilians, entities, demons, and they harvest or feed off of the energy of others, particularly those that are empathic, because they know that they have a lot of compassion for others, caring for others. And that's how I was towards her. I care for people. I care for family, friends, associates, co-workers, even people I really don't know. I'm just like that. I'm a real, true, bona fide soul sister. I'm not one of the lunar sisters, you know, lunacy, but I'm a soul sister within a solar system. Okay, so we all have our assignments. And sometimes the entities or these demons, they know who you are and what you're here to do before you even realize it. And they're already assigned to you before you even awaken. Sometimes, you know, we get these people in our lives as lovers, as friends, as associates, as husbands, as wives, even relatives. You know, a best friend, a so-called best friend. And these people have an assignment. The assignment is you. In this case, it was me. And sometimes we have the, you know, to deal with these people. And some names that we can call them would be, the name, you know, what is known as a handler, to make sure that you're not on your path, to watch you, to study you, to monitor you. Because you got people that are monitoring spirits that are there to just watch you. That's their assignment. And their eyes are being used like a camera, like a camcorder, you know, Kodak moment, you know, and, you know, something or someone or entity is watching you, studying you. How does she move? What makes her the way she is? What makes her different? What makes her, you know, creative? Why is she creative? How is she able to do, X, Y, and Z? How is that possible? And they'll study you. Or they'll keep you from off your path, and doing both and other things. To keep you off your path is one of them. To make sure you get on another path that has nothing to do with your assignment, which you was put here to do. If you don't awaken by then to know who and what you are and what you're here to do, they will not tell you. They will play the role, actor or actress, on a theater stage, like they love you. And right now I can hear a lot of, noise in the back. That's just to distract. This is supposed to be music. It's a distraction. There are people here that speak different tongues, different frequencies. Certain beings. Some of those frequencies are lower frequencies than our frequencies. I know that I would have that, and they would come around me to try to create a distraction and bring me on a lower frequency through, music. I didn't even know the language. It's like, why are all these people coming around me with this weird music I'm not even familiar with? I don't even speak the language. And they would come. Those are what you call specters or interdimensional beings. They're on a lower frequency. Some of them pretend to be benevolent, like they're there to help you, but these are 6 ether forces. They're not there to help you, really. They know it too. Some people send them into your life, and some of them are attracted to your light. Like I said, a lot of these specter spirits, I think I spoke about it before in another video, they are vampiric in nature. If you are a 9 ether being and they are 6 ether, they're going to try to bring you down to their frequency or to their level. So I am a 9 ether solar woman. Why would I want to come down to 6 ether? I don't even speak certain tongues or languages. That's not even my culture. That's not my frequency. That's not my vibration. That's not my tradition. What do I have to do with that? Those are beings that are there for a reason. They're different types of entities on this planet. Just like everybody that's brown skin is not the same. They're different entities on this planet in human form in many different shades, colors, tongues. Okay, so anyway, yeah, so I don't speak Spanish, but I keep on having that, Spanish coming around. I'm like, I'm not Spanish. Where's this coming from? I don't know no ancestor, that's Spanish. Why would I speak that? You understand? That's like going to Spain, Puerto Rico, and I don't speak the language. Or Puerto Rico, Spain coming to me, and they don't speak English, and everybody's playing English music around them and trying to tell them, well, you should listen to this type of music. This is your culture. It's like, that's not their culture. Everybody has their own unique culture, their own unique tongue, language, culture, tradition, music, food, and that's just the way it is. It's understanding and understanding the nature of everything and respecting that nature. You can't change a dog into a cat and a cat into a dog. But see, those are those type of narcissistic entities that try to force, stuff upon someone. And I have that in my chart. That's like a Scorpio in the 12th house. Narcissism comes with the territory. But back to what I was saying, I kind of swayed away from that because I was listening to this music and it's annoying. But they do that. Sometimes these spirits do that purposely. In the environment, they do things to distract you, to sway your attention, to get you to focus on them, because attention is energy. But back to what I was saying, and this is no offense against anybody that's Spanish. It just is what it is. I respect everybody in their language. That's your language. It's just not mine. And I don't force anybody to speak my language, and I don't accept everybody else's language because I don't have to. I am an autonomous woman, right? And I have my own ancestral bloodline, just like everybody else. We are who we are. We have to be what we are. We was put here to be who we are. I wouldn't be who I am without the ancestors that came before me. Or they say, we sit on the shoulders of those who came before us. That's an old Nigerian saying. I'm not Nigerian, but I understand and understand what that means. Um, you don't have to be from another person's culture to have appreciation for some of the things that they do or that they have in their culture. Okay, so um, I'm very clear in knowing who I am. Tamaray, 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 every day. Okay, so for those that don't know, that means Egypt, Kemet. Okay, but Egypt really means bondagement. Okay, so I say Tamaray is the correct way of saying it. Some people say Sma Tawi, right? I say Tamaray. And sometimes I say Sma Tawi at other times. Depends upon who I'm speaking to at the time that I'm speaking. Now I want to say this. Um, this female, this is a demoness. This is an actual demoness. I couldn't really believe it. It took me a while to really accept the fact that this was a demoness. This was something other than what I thought it was, right? And how I knew is because, I would get messages on my phone, messages outside in my environment. Music would be playing. She would be sending me messages. And how the hell is this happening? And I was like, damn, that's the demons. That's also principalities. When you're like, okay, 2-3 people, you like, this person's far away, and I'm getting a message where somebody outside is playing some music, and I'm like, that's the music how is that possible? Lucifer is the one that has authority over all music. And what she was is a marine spirit, a spirit of the water, of the seas. Some of these marine spirits, like the queen of the coast, off near India, it's said that she was an evil mermaid. There are evil mermaids, and then there are good ones. But the one off the queen of the coast, the one off the coast near like India, it said that she was disagreeable. Some people use their gifts wisely, and some people use it to do certain things for selfish reasons, to do certain things that go against others. In this case, I found that she was a narcissist. A narcissist. People who are narcissists, they usually are demonically possessed. And then there are those that are born, some people are born as demons. There are spirit children, karmic children. There are actually low vibrational entities born in the womb. They come out of the womb. They come out of the womb. You got to ask yourself, some of the most disagreeable people, you got to say, well, who was the mother? And what was the mother doing? Who was the father? Where were they at when they were conceiving this child? What's the past life of these parents? The mother, the daddy. Is there a familiar spirit in the family bloodline? And so on and so on. That's the Akashic records. You got to know. Inquiring minds want to know. No. But anyway, yeah, but this is what happened. And this is an entity of lust. This is what you call a Lilith spirit. Vampiric in nature. A spiritual vampire that will feed off of the energy, the sexual, creative energy of someone to manifest her reality. They're feeding the demon. The demon is feeding. Sometimes there's another demon behind that demon, a more powerful demon, and a more bigger demon. It's a whole pecking order of demons. They have their own hierarchy. Yes, they do. Territorial spirits. The Igigi had a whole pecking order. Okay, you read that about the Sumerian text, you'll find out. Just like the angels of goodness have their own pecking order, or the more agreeable angels. Nobody is 100% perfect, but some people gravitate more towards the agreeable or the disagreeable side. knowing the nature of someone. Whether you want to be around that person, be in that person's life or not, is very important in knowing the nature of the person that you're dealing with. Who are you dealing with? What are you dealing with? Sometimes your dreams will tell you. Sometimes your intuition will let you know. Follow that intuition. Follow your gut feeling. Don't wait around, sitting around saying, well, let me see. And, doubt, second doubt like your intuition or your gut feeling. Because such and such said so and so and so and so. Or this person makes some money. Or they're wearing a suit and a tie. Or this person looks nice. Or this person looks attractive. Some of the most attractive people are very demonic. Some of the most attractive people are demons, period. Not demonic, but, demonically possessed, but a demon in human form. And sometimes you can find out the whole family bloodline is full of demons. It's a bloodline of demons. You got to remember that demons were having children as well. They call them the Nephilim. Where are the Nephilim today? They don't have any bodies. They're trapped here. But they can possess people and basically copulate with someone, right? Like a male Nephilim or a demon can copulate, possess somebody, and then copulate with a female and then have a spirit child. And me wondering, why the child is this way and I'm like this? The spirit children. Okay? And then some children get possessed because trauma. Some people get possessed because of trauma. She had trauma. She told me she had trauma. And that one time I said, oh, well, why don't you work on it? Heal thyself. Heal yourself. The Temple of Luxor. But she didn't want to heal herself. She wanted to feed the demons. So I had to let that go. But the demon wants to take me to hell with her. Or him. Remember, these are shape-shifting entities. You might get a male entity in a female body that's lusting after a female like I don't know what. Or incubus and a succubus could be attached to that person. Both lusting. The person, depending on how the person's living their life, they attract that type of demonic entities. They become ops, open portals. Then you got to stay away from them. The old saying, birds of a feather flock together. You just can't be around any and everybody, no matter what the world says. We're all the same. We could be around anybody except anyone. No discernment, no judgment, no nothing. If you don't judge a person, then that means you allow anyone in your life. It doesn't mean you have to tell them, but mentally, we all do judge. When we first meet people, after a while, we make an assessment and say, I think I'll keep that person around, or no, I don't want her or him around in my life. You have to do that for your own safety, your own security. I mean, people who tell you, oh, no, then it's like, who's speaking? Who's that? Who's talking? Who are you? Because you got to kind of like, it's like people say, trust me, and you just met them. You haven't been around that person for a long time to be, you got to trust someone. Those are the people you need to watch carefully. Keep a nice, safe, healthy distance. Now, relatives can also, you got to, look at them the same too, because entities can come in any body, any vessel. Young, old, relative, rich, poor, black, white, attractive, non-attractive, the guy in a corner, the guy in Wall Street, anybody, right? So, oh, that's Laquan, he's a black brother. He's also very reptilian, sis. You sure you want to, hang around him? He might get the cootie cat and then, tell you look good, get the cootie cat and then just go. Bounce to the next one. That's sociopathic, type of guy. That reptilian type of guy. And, those type of environments, low income. That's just how he is, we black people, that's how we roll. No, that's not how all of us roll. That's how Laquan, the reptilian, the sociopath rolls. He tells women what he thinks they want to hear to get into their, you know what, right? To get inside the you know, to get inside their panties. Let's just be, I'm just going to keep it 100 because we're all adults on here. Hopefully, we're mature enough to, you know, listen to this type of content. But yeah, this is a video for maybe like 16-year-old and up, because now you know, by 16, you know the birds and the bees and the anatomy. So, you know, but it's not about being raunchy on here, but it's about keeping it real, but without being too lewd about it. Because young people today are going through a lot of things like adults. They going through more than what we was going through sometimes when we was younger. Not to say that it didn't happen back in our days, but it's more on a quiet tip. But in today's world, it's just everything's out there. And it's just too much information sometimes where younger people are being exposed to too much. Now, so they have to know. They have to know, but without, you know, shocking them, you know, to the point where, you know, they get really scared about it. And for the young people, I say, continue to be fearless. And if you're not fearless, you know, you have to work on getting to that point, because this world is a very hard world. And only the strong survive. That means you got to be mentally, emotionally, and physically fit. Work on your diet, work on your mind, you know, what you could eat, and always keep some money in your pocket so you don't have to never rely on anyone. Don't believe anything and everything that people tell you. Use your own mind. That's what the Creator gave it to you for. There's a difference between God and the Creator. There's only one Creator. That's the source of it all. There are many gods. God is a generic term. I'm not biblical. I'm not Quranic. I'm not into the Mahabharata and all this other stuff, and Jainism and all these other religious philosophies. I'm about let's keep it real. Let's stay grounded and keep it simple. Keep your life simple. Try to be balanced. But that's for the children. I had to speak to the young people, and that's also for the older people, because everyone doesn't mature at the same pace. So you got some 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds that still got the mind of a teenager, 16, 17, 18. Then you got some of these 16-year-olds that got the mind of a 25-year-old. Your body doesn't mean nothing. It's what's in here. Your body is a part of it, but it's right there. So back to what I was saying. This is why I'm telling this story. So you know, when you deal with types of people, what to watch out for. I can't be there with you, but you got to be able to assess for your own self. But use your mind, use your wisdom. We have our ancestors that walk with us. We walk with the right ancestors when we live the right way. You want the low vibrational ancestors, then you live that type of lowly, you know, that lowly way. Okay? It's whatever you put out there. Now, she was a demon. This girl was back to what I was saying. This girl was a demon. And she was just so obsessed, lustful, because she was trying to gain my energy. She was a spiritual vampire, what they call a succubus. That's like the Lilith spirit. Lilith falls under the spirit of Leviathan. So does a Jezebel spirit. Okay? I'm not trying to use a lot of these Christian terms, but Jezebel was a Canaanite. Okay? I'll leave it like that. Find out who the Canaanites were. Now, she wanted this. You talk about a thirsty. Her name meant thirst and desire. So this was somebody that was very thirsty. She was using people, you know, to try to get what she wanted from me. Misinformation campaign, whatever. And I'm sitting up here trying to do my thing and get out here and make a living. And this girl is sending stuff to me like there's no tomorrow. Spirits monitoring me, sending the dead. And children, when people say, you don't, you know, everything is ital when you want to eat food, and someone says, well, I don't put salt on a food, be very mindful that salt is a repellent of entities of the dead. Again, use this. Everybody that's brown skin don't mean a damn thing. Okay? It's the vessel. What's inside the vessel? Who's talking? It's like, who that? Who that? I know you look like me. You're melanated. You got that melanated, skin, but who am I talking to? There are different entities on this planet from various dimensions. And some of them are from the underworld, lower levels. There are lower levels than this planet, or, entities than on this planet. There's lower realms. Okay? Snatch up a body in a minute. You think you be talking to a friend, you be talking to something else. Sleeping with the enemy. Now, that's not to say there are not good people out here. There are. So use your discretion and pick and choose carefully who you will befriend, who you will acquaint yourself with. Set up your boundaries. Empaths know not to have boundaries. And these beings love empaths. They love to feed. Okay? So this girl was very thirsty. And mental illness is a big significator. Drinking, alcohol, sexing, all of those things is what opens a person up to entity possession. And she loved to do certain things, and she had addictions. Now, I don't. So why would I hang out with someone like that? What do we have in common? You're not working on the addictions. You're feeding the demons. And I'm starving the demons. Where is the connection? We don't have a connection. But the demon that was moving that body was trying to convince me that, don't you know opposites? Opposites are meant to be together. I said, no, I don't. So I'm going to get off of here, but that's what I want to say is like, people tell lies to other people. Instead of people doing their research, they become flying monkeys, and they get out there and they start chasing after others and gang stalking like they know you. These people usually are very ignorant. They have low self-esteem, low self-worth, immature. A very mature person wouldn't just sit there or stand there and just listen to what somebody told them about somebody else. Unless these people are on drugs, birds of a feather flock together, alcohol. It's like we don't have anything in common. The only thing you have in common is that you want to take what I have. That's what we have in common. You want what I have. You want me to be a slave to a demon. And it's like, I refuse. I will not. And so, with that said, that's all I'm going to talk about. And that's it. Okay? I refuse. I didn't come here to be the slave of a demon. This girl, this female entity, this alien, this imposter is not my God. No one is my God. It's quite a few females out here that are like her, where they get over on a man because they look a certain kind of way, and before the man realizes it, it's too late. He done been captivated or captured by an evil mermaid. Now you got men who are evil Mormon. Okay? Reptilians, dragons. You got to watch those mother freakers, because they tell a female what they think they want to hear. A sociopath, right? Women, you have to work on your self-esteem. If you work on your self-esteem and your own confidence, you wouldn't need for a man to have to tell you how good looking or how, sexy you already know it. You already know it. That means women that are like that and easy to be taken advantage of, they have low self-esteem, the lack of confidence. Your light is dim. It's not bright. You're a lunar female and not a solar woman. A solar woman is bright. She knows her worth and her value. She doesn't need a man to tell her. That's the problem, that women have been programmed to be submissive to males and to wait around for a male to tell them, how much, like their value, their worth. Don't wait around for any man to tell you your value, your worth. But women have been programmed, lunar women, in this particular culture, society. We're in a virtual reality. And everything is not what it appears to be. This is simulated. Interface. We are interacting with each other in this collective virtual reality, this simulated reality. This damn matrix, right? But you got all these non-players, and then you got the real players, the solar folks. 9 ether beings. Anyway, with that said, it's not a skin color. It's not what you think. But 9 ether is different. That's the woolly-haired people, original people that were very advanced. Our ancestors were highly advanced. Read about the Dogons and their knowledge of Series A, Series B, knowing the stars in the star system. How did they know that? Without telescopes. We had the technology. We had that lower technology, and then we had that more advanced technology using the mind. Anyway, technology is just it's like it's an attempt to duplicate what we naturally did, our ancestors did. I'm going to get off of here, but there's something called heavenly court, and then you got the spiritual court, and you got the ancestral court. Okay, she will have to answer. If my ancestors take her ancestors to court, it's just like, there's spiritual courts in the inner realm, and they demand for justice to be done. This entity, because many entities, we have something where there are courts in the inner realms. The Galactic Confederations, where it's international, all types of entities, like a Supreme Court, International Court, like different nations, but different species, different entities. But the ancestral court is no joke. When the ancestors speak, they could say, so-and-so has been doing so-and-so and so-and-so. This person, we're going to, deal with her. And the ancestors on her side could say, deal with that. This person, we don't care for her. We don't want her in our family line anymore. She's done nothing but bring trouble to the bloodline. Or they could say, that's not one of ours. That's some other entity. We don't even deal with that. Do what you got to do. Anyway, with that said, I'm done. I hope you enjoy this. And that's it. I don't hang around or associate or interact with these type of beings. Drinking, smoking, sleeping around, prostituting oneself, and then, you want to trade places. And I'm not supposed to know the gifts that I have, the jealousy, the evil eye. I'm not supposed to not feel that. I'm not supposed to not sense that. I'm an empath, hon. And so it's like the two-facedness and the deception, it doesn't work with me. Okay? A demon cannot have benevolent feelings for someone else. It's a trap, it's a form of deception. The nature of a demon, you look up the word demon, what it means, according to its connotative meaning, according to its religious meaning. What is a demon? I know people are going to say, well, a demon means a spirit or spirit. I'm not talking about it in that way. I'm talking about it in terms of religion. It's connotative way. It's an evil spirit. I don't hang out with people that do certain things simply because not so much as, oh, you think you're better than that. I know that I have to protect myself. And when you hang out with people that are doing all types of things, opening up portals, then there's a chance that that stuff can get on you. It can jump on you. It's nothing to play with. They don't want you to know this, but I'm telling you this today. Don't hang out with any and everybody. You hang out with wickedness, then wickedness will follow you. You befriend wickedness, it will follow you. You marry wickedness, it will follow you, and you will bring sorrow to your bloodline, misfortune in your life and that of your children and their children. You can mess up your whole bloodline by associating with the wrong people. All right, now with that said, I'm done.